Greetings, YouTube. Today we're going to talk about this, my hoodie. This is an American giant hoodie. I received it for as a gift from my wife on Yule 2020. And I was quite thrilled. I know she had been looking at them. She got herself one, and got me one. She got it on a deal. I don't know how much. Because normally they can run like in the $150 to $180 range. This is the most expensive piece of clothing I own other than my work boots. Okay? I'm never taking this anywhere unless it's on my body. I'm not letting this out of my sight. It's very nice, but it's also very valuable. So why is this thing worth that kind of money? First of all, to some folks, the fact that it's American made is going to be a big deal. That isn't as big a deal to me. I am concerned about quality, and quality is not endemic to any particular region of the planet. But I am thrilled with it because the quality is very high, and it also happens to be made in America. So the weight of the cotton is great. It is incredibly soft on the inside the sleeves, though at the moment I am wearing a long sleeve shirt, so I'm not really appreciating it as much. The cuffs were one of the things I noticed first, and they are they're rolled, and they are not the stretchy kind of material you often see on sweatshirts. It's kind of a ribbed material. This is the same material the rest of it's made out of, and I like it because when I do pull it up like this, say I'm doing dishes, they tend to stay exactly where I put them. And because they're double rolled, they're going to be much more durable than a single layer of that particular type of ribbed material, which is going to wear. And this is the cuffs and around pockets are where I normally get wear and tear on my sweatshirt. So I'm looking forward to seeing how these wear over time. Another thing I like about the arms is that you have this patch in here. So you essentially have this whole section in here is one big elbow patch, but it's not just an elbow patch. It goes all the way down to the cuff. So if you're doing this, and I sit in this chair right here for like 4 to 5 hours a day on the computer, I appreciate it. Not only is it additional cushioning, but it means that you're getting more reinforcement in a place where your arms and your elbows are going to be constantly moving the fabric against other objects. Really awesome. The hood itself is also double lined. It's got your little pulls here. And I haven't taken these off yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do about this. Most of the time when I have a sweatshirt, I'm cutting these off and getting rid of them. But this is a really expensive sweatshirt, so I'm going to see if I actually find a use for these. At the moment, they haven't really bothered me. They're not overly long, which I appreciate that. This is a really deep hood. This is a bona fide cowl. So I mean, if you pull this all the way forward, dunk, I mean, it holds air. It holds air in. So if you're looking like you're doing like this, you're looking at your phone or something, it literally captures the heat. It's great. You can pull it back like this, or a lot of the time, and this is going to look a little goofy, but I don't care if it looks a little goofy. If I'm sitting here and I want to pull the hood forward, I just do this. And I don't care that it looks a little goofy. I'm just sitting here on my computer. I just want the hood against my head because I'm bald and I have no hair, and so having a hood on is really a great thing to have when I'm sitting at the computer and not moving, so I'm not really generating any heat. And I'm just going to stand up for this part because it's the easiest way to do this. Another thing I love about these is the pockets. These are awesome pockets. They're very deep. That's the full length of my finger right there. So that means if I take a big object like this, I can put my entire phone in there and it just disappears. And this is a Samsung A71 in a case. So it's not a small object, and the whole thing fits in there and it stays in place. And I really like that because a lot of the sweatshirts I have owned, or actually I owned a couple, they just have an angle, from like the corner here. So if you put an object in there, it's like it's flapping out in the breeze. Here, I can put something in the pocket and it stays in the pocket. And they're big enough, so if I go like this, my hands are completely covered, which I also really appreciate. Also, this is a very robust zipper. I mean, really, I mean, like, seriously, this is a very well-constructed zipper. I mean, you could saw a limb off with this thing. It is seriously strong. I was impressed with that when I put it on. Also, I like the kind of good. I like that. I like that sound. It's cool. The bottom section is also double layered, so that's cool. Though it's got a little bit of a more of a stretch in this direction. So there's a more of a vertical stretch like that, which is the type of thing you normally see on a sleeve on a sweatshirt, but you're not seeing it here. Now, these things run slim. In fact, when my wife ordered this for me, and the first one I got was an extra large, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. And it isn't that it wasn't a good fit. I just don't like clothing that is tight against my body. I just don't. I don't like that sensation of constriction. It bugs me. So we returned it and had no problem getting an extra large. This is a 2X, and it's the comfort level that I'm happy with. So if you are going to be getting this, if you don't mind a sweatshirt or a hoodie that hugs you, fine. Get the size that you normally wear. But if you like a looser fit, go up one size. Also, I wasn't excited by the color options for men. The women's hoodies had more color options. I would have loved if I could have gotten this in a purple. If I could have gotten this in a purple, I would be so happy because that's my favorite color. But the green is colorful, and I didn't want it to get like, just a black or a gray. It's really boring if I'm going to go down my way of owning an expensive, nice hoodie. I want one that's going to be a little bit more comfortable because I wear this, every day when it's not unless it's in the wash. And speaking of that, I did notice that I don't want to shrink this, so I normally just throw most of my laundry into the dryer on a high setting for 40 minutes and let it do its thing. But I air dry things that I'm concerned with. So, for example, all of my T-shirts, they get washed inside out, and then they get air dried, which is why I have T-shirts which are 35 years old, and I can still wear them. So I didn't want to do this in the dryer and have the risk of it shrinking on me, because I don't want to have it shrink on me. I really like this sweatshirt. So I was air drying it, but even after like 24 hours of air drying, this thing still had a significant amount of moisture in it. So I ended up throwing it in the dryer on a low setting for 20 minutes, and that knocked it out. So the next time I wash this, I will be doing that as soon as I'm finished. I will do, I'll do my normal load, and then when that dryer load is done, I'll throw this in and just do it for 20 minutes on a low setting to get the bulk of the moisture out of the sweatshirt. Because again, this is double thick, and that just gets going to hold in a lot of moisture, and it did. The hood was really damp even after having hung up for 24 hours. So I'm really happy with this sweatshirt. Like I said, it's not cheap, and you should take care of it, but they claim it'll last you for years. In fact, they show a picture on one of their ads that shows a brand new one and one that's 8 years old. Yeah, the color's different, and it definitely has that worn look, but it's still perfectly wearable and in excellent condition, and that's what I'm concerned with. This will age, it will fade, it will get a more lived-in appearance, and I'm 100% okay with that. I'm 56. I have a kind of a lived-in appearance as well. So the hoodie and I will eventually reach some sort of parity. So I really like this stuff. If you can afford it, I recommend getting one. But I understand it's a big chunk of change. This is not something you're going to take lightly, but it's also something that you're investing in. Okay? Good gear is good gear. It's why I spend $270 on Chippewa boots. Good gear is good gear. So if you like well-made hoodies, and if you are a person that is particularly concerned about something being made in America, American Giant could be something that you might want to check out.